Alright guys, we are covering the winter weather threat here. Play my little intro. As soon as we get we'll put this up here for right now while I get this figured out, and yeah buddy. Alright, welcome in everybody. We're going to be getting started here shortly. Welcome everybody to the stream. Thank you guys so much for joining in. We're going to be getting started on the winter weather coverage here in the Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma area, looking at all of our main threats here. And we're just slowly getting some of these models in. So hopefully everybody's having a great day so far. We're going to be looking at, first we're going to be looking at the NAM model, what it could be here. So this is, we're going to be looking at, let's dip out of local and go to regional. This will help us get a little bit of a time frame. Snow should start in the Panhandle as early as 6 o'clock in the morning for places like Canadian, over towards Liscum, Perryton, maybe even Amarillo in the morning, but we'll have to watch out. This is going to be like the first wave of snow. And by 6 p.m. you should start seeing a little bit of accumulation. 6 to 9, you're going to be roughly about an inch with this first wave into the early morning hours. Things escalate as that really intensifies over parts of Oklahoma, Tulsa area. This is on the current NAM models. So also looking at so the first wave is really going to dump some heavy snow, probably up to a foot in the northeast corner or northwest corner of Arkansas, and start totaling out here in the Panhandle. And then that second wave is going to come and really help drop that snow from Clovis, New Mexico, all the way into Wichita, Kansas, parts of Missouri. So that's one potential scenario, and we're going to continue to watch these different scenarios start to unfold. And they have a little bit less here in the Panhandle, but more coverage, holding on to that more southerly track versus what the NAM is showing. And we're going to be taking a look at one of our convective models, showing some of those higher totals around Amarillo starting to pile up. I don't think this is like really underplaying the moisture, so I don't really take the convective models at its word at the moment. HRRR is going to start funneling in the information here soon, where it's just too early yet. We'll probably not see anything until 0Z, or at least tomorrow with the HRRR. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, I'd be more than happy to help. Just waiting for some people to join up here. Welcome in, 5 people. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to be taking that dive here. Just a second. Oh my gosh. Trying to get this shared out to my groups. Okay. Alright, we got that information being shared out. NAM 3K model. If you guys have a specific area you guys want me to take a look at, looks like we just got a new winter storm warning for all of central and northern Arkansas. Where we could see 1 to 4 inches over certain central sections of Arkansas. Sleet accumulations of 4 to 10 inches. That is a lot of ice. Snow accumulations of 1 to 4 inches over central parts. So this winter storm warning is mostly going to be for the insane amount of sleet accumulations of 4 to 10 inches. This is going to have serious impacts. We'll take a look here. So Amarillo, where I live, and most people who follow me are Oklahoma, Kansas, Texas, Colorado, New Mexico. 5 to 8 inches of ice accumulation, of snow accumulations of 5 to 8 inches. It could be more still. We're still haven't gotten the full scope of things, and this is going to be from areas from Dalhart down towards Clarendon. Heavy mixed precip possible. Total snow accumulations of 5 to 8 inches possible. Ice accumulations around 1/10 of an inch are possible. So this is going to lead to some major travel impacts along Highway 40, Highway 87, Highway 60, and 287 going down, as well as Highway 83. And you're also going to have travel impacts along 87, 27 going south towards Lubbock, and I-20, I-10, All of Texas right now is looking to be affected, including a winter storm watch now, including the Houston metro. So this is how widespread the impacts are going to be here. I would assume that we're probably going to get a winter storm warning probably sometime before this afternoon. Just patiently waiting to see what's going to happen. Cold weather advisory, very cold wind chills as low as 22 for parts of southern Kansas. That's going to lead to some pretty nasty impacts. Dangerously cold wind chills as low as negative 14 here in the Panhandle. A lot of warnings going on regarding this event. Travel is gonna may be extremely dangerous. Portions of east central, northern, northwest, southeast, southern, southwest, and western Oklahoma and northern Texas. This is gonna create some major problems. Snow accumulation of 6 inches or more are likely across Oklahoma and Texas, and a glaze of up to 2/10 of an inch of ice are also possible. And this is going to be southern Oklahoma and northern Texas, where the wind chills are good, or the precip is going to remain a little more on the icy side. This is going to lead to some possible power problems. Looks like Lubbock, at least right now. Snow and sleet accumulations of 4 inches are likely across the region. And we're going to just have to be kind of alert of what's going on. If we're taking a look at GFS is still printing a pretty nasty scenario for parts of central and eastern Oklahoma, northern Arkansas, southern Missouri, even including parts of Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, and into New Mexico, where some of these snowfall totals could be quite high. We're going to have to wait to see how that verifies. NAM showing a pretty nasty scenario, including Clovis over towards Fort Sumner area, all the way up through Amarillo, getting almost 14, 15 inches of snow. Going all the way into parts of Missouri, so that's going to have to be something we're going to watch out for. Went and bought some supplies for my house, just in case. So definitely trying to stay on top of things. So NAM kind of printing out one of the harsher scenarios right now, which is interesting because Icon is probably one of this one's flip-flopping quite a bit. It's going on that more kind of southern track for the Panhandle, which is kind of weird. Not sure I believe this scenario, but we'll have to see how it keeps trending, because if you look at other models that it's kind of in the same ballpark, but it is a little more all over the place looking at the different runs. Looking at the European model, having one of the more high-end scenarios. kind of following along right with the NAM of this band of snow coming up through Oklahoma and the Texas Panhandle. I think that's kind of what, yeah, I definitely think that's going to be what we're going to be looking at, because these models are still in the process of trying to find the sweet spot of where the totals are going to be. So definitely be on alert, because we could definitely end up with some pretty high amounts here. If you have a zip code you guys would like me to look at, I can definitely do that for you guys. We're going to be, looks like we just got issued some extreme cold warnings for parts of Nebraska, Iowa. Looking like we're going to hit the wind chills in northern Iowa down to about -38, which is going to create some pretty extreme frostbite if caught outside too long. Don't see any cameras up here, so that's going to limit us a little bit. Looks like we do have Erie's got. Look at the camera in Lake Erie right now. Some pretty harsh conditions going on, blowing snow, 24 degrees. Looks like a snow squall warning for parts of upstate New York. Winds gusting to 35 miles an hour, difficult travel. We'll take a look at that, and you can see that really strong band here. If anybody has any questions, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to look at your individual areas. So, let's see. Charlotte, welcome. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Okay. So if we're looking at Albuquerque right now, where you guys are under a winter storm watch, this is going to be snow between 1 and 5 inches. Expect higher amounts up to 8 inches above 7,500 feet. Just pack for icy road conditions. So this is going to be more snow, of course, up in the higher elevations. If we take a look here at ABQ on the models, we'll go dive into the Four Corners region. See if I can pop a local into. Okay, so timing of the snow here. It probably starts snowing probably in the early morning hours. It should be relatively pretty light. It shouldn't be all that bad in the Albuquerque metro. Of course, the west side's probably going to get a little less snow. The higher elevation on the east side of towards the mountains is probably going to get a lot more. As the system ejects into the Texas Panhandle. So definitely watch out for if you're on a little bit higher elevation here, you're probably going to get some higher totals. But looking at about 4 inches there, if we look at one of of the other models, we can kind of see here, they kind of limit the snow here on this. That's why I'm not 100% sure on the icon on this run, but we'll also take a look here at the Euro, which is actually also kind of showing that the snowfall totals in Albuquerque are probably not going to be as high. We'll take a look here at Albuquerque and kind of get your guys' weather hourly. It's looking like probably going to start out with rain Friday night before transitioning into snow probably sometime Saturday afternoon into the evening, and then it should be remaining all snow. It's just something to pay attention to. It depends on how cold that air mass is as it hits Albuquerque, but the majority of the snow mass or the cold air mass is going to be east of Albuquerque and more into the Texas Panhandle, and I can show you guys here looking at the regional what that will look like, because ABQ is somewhere over here, so it's just kind of setting up that way. Let's take a look at our temperature. And you can see here that cold air is going to be mostly here east of the Albuquerque area, probably eventually spilling into Albuquerque later on. Oof. It's cold days ahead, guys. Cold, cold days ahead. Let's take a look at our NAM. Okay, so the cold starts sweeping into Texas. Looks like probably Friday, early morning hours. So by the time people wake up, this is at 12Z, so 6 a.m. It's already going to be 26, and it's just rapidly going to go downhill from there as we go on and on throughout the afternoon. So Saturday is looking to be pretty chilly into the afternoon. It's going to be like right around 12. The highest temperature at least in the Texas Panhandle is going to be probably in the 20s early in the morning, and then the afternoon's going to be just absolutely bone-chilling cold. And take a look at our winds here. Winds shouldn't be all that bad. I wouldn't doubt Oklahoma here ends up getting a blizzard warning in northeastern Oklahoma. Depends on how long duration the winds are. It looks like we're going to miss out on the worst of the wind here in the Texas Panhandle. Amarillo, Dalhart, Dumas, probably going to be more towards the Red River, dealing with a lot of that issue. Another major concern, of course, is going to be our ice, which is going to be a major problem for parts of the Texas Hill Country. Dallas-Fort Worth could see maybe a little bit south of Amarillo, nothing too crazy, but that ice is going to be starting out over here near Fort Sumner, and really bad in parts of Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee. So definitely going to have to be paying close attention to that threat. Take a look at some of the other models and what they were showing. So this is showing some pretty high-end scenarios for southern Arkansas, kind of right here on the border in Amarillo with that ice. And majority of the severe ice impacts being around the northern Texas Hill Country, up through the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and down as far as almost San Antonio, which is down here. but this includes places like Little Rock, up towards Greenville, Mississippi, up through Memphis, having probably critical ice impacts in those areas, creating for some very dangerous roadways. Look at our other model coming in and showing those high-end ice impacts here, especially DFW potentially getting more than a half inch or a quarter inch. But if anybody else has a look at, wants to know what their area is going to be like, I'm just diving through some of these forecast models and trying to interpret them for you guys, kind of give you an idea of what to expect. There's going to be some major implications for this for sure. It's just if you're New Mexico, the very eastern part of New Mexico is more at risk than the Albuquerque area, and areas eastward going into parts of Kansas, where we could have some very high snowfall totals. And from what it looks like it's gonna start out with ice probably near the Lubbock area, maybe Canyon, Happy, Texas being mostly snow in the beginning. There's going to be this first wave that kicks in. It all depends on where that Baja low sets up on that first wave is going to determine how much snow we get going into early Saturday morning. But it's that second wave that's really going to hammer the Texas Panhandle and Oklahoma again. And you can see that purple, which is that freezing rain and heavy sleet. That's going to lead to some very severe impacts. And it doesn't transition into snow until it's almost gone in parts of southern Arkansas and Oklahoma, where some of these some of these sleet totals could be higher than some of the snowfall totals in some of these states, which is kind of crazy. 7 people watching, thank you guys. Make sure to hit that like button, help out the algorithm, help share the stream, and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're just taking a deep dive into some of these conditions, and it looks like there's a potential of possibly maybe another snowstorm. This model not really showing that scenario, so definitely gonna have to be watching though. There's more winter weather impacts. Looking at our longer range model, which is gonna be our CFS, is kind of just showing here that we're gonna have this long duration winter event here. Possibly another little storm. Maybe another big winter storm, potentially at the end of February. That's too far out. I'm getting way ahead of myself. But it's definitely showing that impact there with, look at all that freezing rain and ice, potentially getting all the way down into the San Antonio and Houston area, which is going to lead to some major impacts. Taking a look again here, we got 3 winter storm warnings. The first one being for parts of the Texas Red River area, which is going to be Quanah, Chillicothe, Vernon, Electra, Wichita Falls, Henrietta, Holiday, Seymour, Knox City, Benjamin. I have chased a lot of tornadoes in and through this area in the past, but this time around it is currently under another kind of warning, a winter storm warning. Extreme cold is going to be prevalent. The wind chills could be as low as 20 below, which will result in potentially hyperthermia and frostbite if your skin is left unprotected. And then you're going to have also in the Tulsa, Henrietta, McAllister area where we could see some big time snowfall totals. between 6 and 12 inches. South of the interstate, it looks like sleet and snow accumulations to the south are going to be higher down towards the Red River. So, yeah, it's going to be cold as for sure. In fact, there's actually a extreme cold watch between 5 and 15 below zero, and this is going to be your wind chills, so that's not your actual temp. Here in the Panhandle, we also have that extreme cold watch as low as 14 below zero, where I live here in Amarillo. This is going to be part of the Texas Panhandle and Oklahoma Panhandle, and the wind chills as low as negative 15, which would result in hypothermia. And we're also under a winter storm watch. This is going to be for areas like White Deer, Bushland, Canyon, Amarillo, Panhandle, Palo Duro, down south of Amarillo, and then Wellington, Buffalo Lake, Dumas, Hereford, Canadian, Perryton, Clarendon, Claude. So this is a majority of the NWS Amarillo areas. So like right here is going to be about the cutoff. Let's see. And draw. There we go. So this is kind of the area that they're talking about right here. The only county here that probably not going to have a whole lot of impacts from what it looks like is Boise City, except for the extreme cold, just because of the positioning of where this front is coming. So that's right now at least what it's appearing to be. So just be careful, guys. If you're in this area, definitely be cautious. I'm trying to find, okay, so NWS Amarillo, an updated look here. Between 6 a.m. Saturday and 6 a.m. Sunday, we should be looking at 6 to 8 inches of snow. Between 6 a.m. Friday and 6 a.m. Saturday, we should be at 1 to 2 inches. So it's really going to be that second wave that helps give us those numbers. We could see as much as 8 to 12 inches of snow here in Amarillo, Pampa, Canadian, Wheeler. There's a 40 to 70% chance we get over a foot here in, greater than a foot. There's a medium chance that we get those kind of totals. So, in the Friday morning area, potential for Hereford, Amarillo, Canyon, Pampa, Clarendon, and Wellington to have freezing rain between freezing rain and sleet from about, I guess that would be Friday afternoon to about 6 p.m. and it should transition to all snow by 6 p.m. to midnight. So further south, areas like Pampa, Clarendon, and Wellington, it could be ice to start and then transition into an ice-snow mix. The heaviest snow is going to be in between 6 a.m. and 12 p.m. Or sorry, 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Saturday for the Texas Panhandle. So, there's some updated graphics. I can go ahead and pull. Okay, let's take a look here. Pull up some of these updated graphics. We'll pop over here. Still waiting for that Canadian model to load up. So this will give us some time here. We can take a look here at our different maps. So this is kind of showing you guys, if you're in the Texas Panhandle, what things could look like. If you guys would like a link, I can always drop it in the chat. So to look, this is going to be on Twitter X. I'll be live streaming it to a certain extent, but once it becomes too dangerous on Saturday, I'm probably gonna turn tail and head back home and film the snowfall totals from the house. Always make sure to. I don't want to send a tweet right now. Let's see. So this is going to be for parts of the Texas Hill Country getting a half an inch potentially of ice. This is going to lead to some serious impacts through parts of Lano, Fredericksburg, maybe even the Round Rock I-35 corridor up through Georgetown if you're in central Texas. So, looking at our totals here, NWS Norman, expected snowfall totals being posted going off of model guidance. Yeah, so I wouldn't doubt that these numbers start uptrending here. Exploding Mountain Dew risk. So this is a freezing rain potential is going to be really high up here in the Texas Hill Country, up through the Dallas-Fort Worth, the Texarkana area. As far down as San Angelo, this is all 100% chances of freezing rain, and this is going to be pretty dangerous. This is from meteorologist James Bryant, and 100% guarantees for southern Arkansas, also down into the Red River of Oklahoma. That would include areas like Ardmore, over towards Durant. So dangerous conditions. Very low chance of freezing rain here in Amarillo. Thankfully, we're going to be higher elevation and out of the worst of the snow potential. But there is that 12-inch. I would not doubt that we end up getting that 12-inch potential all the way across the Panhandle if this thing keeps up trending. Thunder ice potential in southern Arkansas with some of these convective bands that could produce very interesting weather from near center Texas up through Fayetteville, Arkansas, and Shreveport, Louisiana, getting thunder ice. Be a wild scenario. Event ice accumulation. This is going to be center Texas up through to Monroe, Louisiana. There could be the potential of over an inch of ice. This is going to create some major problems. This is how many areas of the United States are currently under a winter storm warning or watch. Warnings being in pink, watches being all the way from New York down into North Carolina, Louisiana, as far south as almost into the Houston area with some winter storm watches. So this is going to be a very high impact storm, crippling a good part of the United States. So just have a way to get warnings, and make sure that if you live in at least in the northern half of Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, northern Louisiana, Mississippi, all the way up into western and central North Carolina, just make sure to have supplies ready to go. This is going to have a lot of big time impacts, and definitely going to be seeing where it looks like at least 8 inches here in the Texas Panhandle, probably over a foot as you get into the northeastern corner of the Panhandle. Dangerous wind chills, of course, going to be in a good part of the United States. Uh, Negative 50-degree wind chills are not out of the question in parts of Minnesota and North Dakota. So that's crazy. Winter storm warning now issued for Little Rock for almost the entire state. Possibly getting into West Virginia and the PA area with a lot of snow over the next couple of days. So this classic Texas behavior, major temperature differential is expected across the state. The single digits and teens in the Panhandle, a steep change from 75 degrees down here in South Texas near Brownsville. It's crazy how a state can have single digits to 90, almost 90 degrees in one state. Crazy talk. Icy conditions in Wichita Falls. Oh, I think somebody. I think that's just bad guys. So far, right now, it looks like the HRRR model is in line with the Euro. Has the upper hand as well. Tell me if we're in a good spot. Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to see here. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. I'll be more than happy to take a look at individual areas. We're still finishing loading the GFS here, so definitely think we'll have that 8-inch potential in Amarillo. I think 8 inches is gonna be kind of the low end of things. We'll definitely be taking a look here at our 12Z, which hasn't fully rendered yet. We'll probably won't get a good HRRR look until probably later tonight into tomorrow morning. So, gonna be live streaming over the next couple of days, covering the winter threats. Just let me know if you guys have any questions or want me to take a look at your specific area. We'll do that. Oh, we just got another winter storm warning. This going for Missouri now. Snowfall accumulation 6 to 12 inches across I-44. This is going to be southeastern Kansas through central and eastern Missouri. So this would include places like Joplin, over towards Springfield, Lebanon, Nevada, Mountain View, over towards Salem. And it's not quite in the St. Louis area yet, so and this is going to be the Kansas line right here. So it's the very eastern counties. Wichita is still under a watch. I'm assuming that this is all going to fill in pink here momentarily. You're going to see a lot of pink on this map here in not too long. Let's see, weather-wise. Yeah, so guys, if you have any questions, just let me know. Hey, Tony, what's going on, brother? Um, Arkansas and Missouri. Missouri. Excellent. Let me get the details on those two winter storm warnings. I'm gonna make a big post here. Copy text. And Missouri. Okay, so for updated winter storm warnings for Arkansas and Missouri, the National Weather Service has extended two new winter storm warnings. Friday afternoons to 6 p.m. Sunday, northeastern Arkansas, 4 to 10 inches of snow, and some sleet available as well. Central Arkansas, 1 to 4 inches of sleet and snow, and southeastern Arkansas, significant icing of 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch of ice is possible, and the other one is for Missouri and Kansas. Snow may mix with sleet near Arkansas border. Single-digit temperatures and wind chills well below zero. Travel will be difficult. And 6 to 10, 12 inches of snow. Highest south of I-44. Wind chills below zero Friday evening to Sunday evening. Travel may become impossible. Power outages and dangerous cold are expected. So. There's an update for that. Gonna make my little post here. Go. And yeah, we're just posting these updates as quickly as we can get them and get it out to the public. Go. Oh, extreme cold warning now issued. Interesting. This is a new update here. Welcome in, 4 people watching. Thank you guys so much. We're just currently going over all of the different conditions at the moment. We just got issued a new warning. This is going to be an extreme cold warning. This is going to be for areas like Bentonville, Tulsa, Miami, Pawnee, Rogers, Sallisaw, Tahlequah, Bartlesville, Hugo, Jay, Pryor, Fort Smith, Claremore, Stillwell, Ozark, Clayton, Okmulgee, Grove, Delaware, Choctaw, Osage, Washington, Pawnee, Ottawa. So if you're in northeastern Oklahoma into Fayetteville, Arkansas, near Bentonville, you are now under an extreme cold warning. So that is a brand new update there. And this is, it's gonna be popping off in the Panhandle too momentarily. I'm surprised they haven't done it already, to be honest with y'all. God, I hate these little stickers, man. I have them all in the front of my house. Like I said, if you guys need a specific area, put your zip code and I'll look at the models in your area. Kind of just give a basic, what the hell, where did these come from? I brushed up against something. Dang, I must have brushed up against a tree of these things. There's these like sticks that have these really annoying little barbs, and they get in your skin. It's like it's like a living hell. Yep, and I just got one stuck in my finger. Crap. Okay. 6 people watching. Thank you guys so much. We did get an ice storm warning now for, I guess this would be Russellville. Okay, so this is Lauderdale, Colbert, and Franklin counties in Alabama. And a winter weather advisory for Decatur and Huntsville. So, come Come on, Panhandle, get your act together, buddy. I think they're just waiting for that 12Z update. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be my winter weather update so far until we get that Euro model. We're just continuing to monitor these counties. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them, or if you need your county forecast, and can take a look at the models. Otherwise, we're just kind of sitting here just trying to get some live updates. Nothing really going on at the moment, so just letting it roll. If you guys want this map here, this gives you live updates on warnings as they're happening. This is called WeatherWise. It's free. It's available on mobile as well. It's a really good radar to have. There is a paid version, but this one is mostly free. I'm not sponsored by them. I just think it's really handy. We're basically just checking out here the updated warnings as they're coming in. Six people watching. If you have a zip code you guys would like me to look up in your specific area, I'm more than happy to do that for you guys. So this is a live look here at Tulsa for this winter storm that kicks into high gear. It's currently 47 over there. Looks like a pretty nice day before things go completely south. And as soon as we're getting the information, we're putting it out, so. I think I forgot to eat. Not surprising. I haven't eaten breakfast yet. But yeah, I'll leave it up here, guys, with some of these traffic cams until we get some of the other new model data. So just stay tuned and yeah. Folder. Okay. And music. We got the music. Let's see which ones these are. This is copyright-free music from Artlist, so. Hey everybody, I'm back. Just was grabbing some food real quick. Thankfully went to the store and bought a bunch of food. Okay, we are back. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Somebody who had a zip code. Any idea when the freezing rain will hit? Let me grab that zip code. Looks like Temple, Texas. So this is gonna be Waco, San Antonio, or Waco, Austin, Temple. Okay. Let's take a look here. Let's see. Okay, let's take a look here at local. Okay, so Temple's gonna be right here. So the first bit of ice that's going to be, ice is probably going to start around the Waco, Texas Hill Country area, probably Saturday around 12 p.m. and it's going to probably escalate throughout the Saturday night into the morning hours here. This could be a major problem for areas northwest of San Antonio, like areas like Junction, Fredericksburg, up through the Waco area, potentially Austin, Temple as well. So it looks like you guys are going to probably kick off some time around maybe 12 to 3 p.m.-ish. I just put myself on call for work today since it's going to be at least halfway decent day, and that way I can take off Saturday to track the storm. Just let me know if you guys have any questions. But Jackie, that's roughly gonna be, the timing is gonna be probably in between 3 and 6 p.m. is when it's gonna start really hitting. Might actually start as rain there in Waco early Saturday morning before it really transitions into that all ice pattern. Could lead to some very nasty traffic issues. That's helpful. I-35. Yeah, it's going to be a messy situation around I-35. Anywhere from Man, they're even showing Oklahoma City getting more of a sleet situation now. Alright, we're starting to now see the beginnings of the problems that are going to be befolding God, it's gonna be cold. Interesting. The latest Euro is taking back on that almost southern track again. Interesting. It's all going to depend on a lot of factors, including temperature and oh, that's not the latest Euro. Then oh, I was looking at the AI. It is interesting though. This is gonna be freaking miserable. We'll wait till we get an update here. If you guys haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We'll be doing live winter updates from Amarillo and the surrounding areas for a little bit, and then probably switching it over on Saturday to covering it live from the house. I'm trying to get my house as warm as possible, so if our power does go out, at least the house will hopefully maintain some heat. Oh my god, stop with the political crap. Okay, winter storm warning. If you guys need more information about your local area, put your zip code or town in and I'll take a look. man, the ice accumulation is going to be horrific. Going to impact a lot of the United States, that's for sure. Weather Twitter is a crazy place. Twitter in general is a crazy place. Oh my god. I was currently looking at. It's like you can't escape the political bullshit on X at all. Thank you so much for 6 people watching. I do appreciate it. Yeah, it looks like these winter type setups are only gonna continue. Here's our look here. So in the beginning of this, it's gonna be pretty much all rain, which is good. Gets us out of drought situations. They just have more and more winter coming towards the end of the month. I don't know if that's going to be followed with more snow or not. Maybe. Definitely something to watch. Man, the cold just loves grabbing the panhandle and not releasing, that's for sure. Especially this time of year. Let's see, Euro, pop over to the regional loop. I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna put this here. How the heck does Abilene... I'm sorry. I beg your finest. What the hell? Does Abilene San Angelo get a winter storm warning before the Texas Panhandle? Okay. I'm sorry. What? Moderate to heavy ice accumulations. Yeah, it makes sense. Alright, I'll be right back. I am back. Headset. Alright. What? Another winter storm warning now. Oh, and a new extreme cold warning. Wow. Okay. Texas be lighting up. Oh my gosh. Okay. A lot of things are escalating right now. I do have a important news, Channel 10. Take a listen to Sheldon. This is meteorologist Sheldon Brashears over at News Channel 10 in Amarillo.
All right, looks like we are officially live here. My clock here on the screen says 11:03 and 27 seconds here on the...
Refrain. Make sure this is actually... Oh, this is recorded? Oh, okay. We'll take a look here. I guess I missed the main part of the live stream.
Winter-related watches throughout the northeastern U.S. all the way up to, as you can see, the far northeastern United States. This is going to be a wide sweeping event, not just for us here in the Texas Panhandle, but really for the nation as a whole. I mean, this is something you're going to be watching any national outlets. We want you to keep it in your local out here at News Channel 10, but when you're watching national news, you're going to be seeing, of course, that coverage for a lot of the nation. So let's start looking at our region here at home. The Texas Panhandle area. Everyone in the region, except for, ironically, kind of our usual suspects when it comes to winter events. That's Union County up in New Mexico, Cimarron County up in Oklahoma. You guys are the only ones with no winter-related watches or warnings right now. We've got a winter storm watch that's going to be in effect from Friday up through Saturday, probably late Saturday night into early Sunday morning. But here's the thing, it's not a one-size-fits-all. There's different criteria for different places around the region. So with that in mind, here's how it all kind of generally shakes out across the areas. Right now what we're seeing, oh, let me try to move that back a little bit there. What we're seeing out there is there's different criteria because it's different National Weather Service offices that are issuing these outlooks. So if you're off in eastern New Mexico, that's going to be Quay, Curry, and Roosevelt counties. Now I know I'm covering up Roosevelt County right now, but the thing is we are going to be seeing, of course, the same thing down there. I'll move the map here in a little bit, but if I move it now, the words get all jumbled up. But right now, the National Weather Service office in Albuquerque, their official forecast with this winter storm watch is 4 to 10 inches of snow. That's a pretty solid total. Here in the northern Texas Panhandle, that's from our southern two rows of counties north through the Oklahoma Panhandle, the National Weather Service office here in Amarillo, they're forecasting 5 to 8 inches of snow and upwards of 1/10 of an inch of ice. That's freezing rain, that's sleet, everything in between. So we could see some icing here in the Amarillo region.
Definitely. And 5 to 8, I would say, is your conservative amounts. High end, you're looking at about 13 to 14 inches.
Office there in Lubbock is saying 4 inches of snow and sleet. That is going to be a significantly stronger icing event further off towards the south. And then just off towards our east, we have a winter storm warning for most of Oklahoma, including parts of North Texas from Hardeman County stretching down through kind of Wichita Falls. They're saying snow anywhere around 6 inches with 1/10 of ice and more in some places. And of course, all the cold weather, all the strong gusts that are going to be coming with it. And then in the meantime, we have an extreme cold watch for most of the region, save for eastern New Mexico, northwestern Texas Panhandle. That is for wind chills as low as -15. So like I said, we're looking at a certainly very, of course, extensive, widespread, very impactful winter storm event. So without any further hold-offs here, let's go ahead and dive into raw model data. This is what we're looking at here at News Channel 10, our forecasting, what we're really diving into. And so we're going to look at a variety of models. We're going to look at the timing. We're going to look at the placement. And then we're going to take a look at what different totals are showing up, because everything I just went through is generally looking at, of course, the National Weather Service office forecast. Now, they do a great job there at the Weather Service, so I'm not trying to diminish that when we dive into snow totals here in a little bit. Not saying anybody's right or wrong, because honestly, I think 5 to 8 inches here in Amarillo is honestly kind of the frame that I'm sticking with as well. I think that's a good ballpark. It is a wide ballpark, but still, that's the thing, is we're going to see wide varieties around the region. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to go with what we call, for those of you aware at home, I'm going to go with what's called the NAM model, because now we're starting to get short-range model data, which is a little more high definition, a little more precise. And I think so far this one's kind of handling things pretty well, although I think it's being a little bit generous on the ice, and I'll explain why in just a little bit. So let's fast forward through here. The rest of today, no moisture for your Thursday. So whatever prep you still need to do, today's going to be a great day for it. But then you're going to start to see, this is going into tomorrow morning. This is about 9 a.m. on Friday. There you're seeing most of Texas. You're seeing a lot of rain showers. Let's switch our tools here so I can show you guys some other things here. We've got some fancy tools here in our First Alert Weather Center, and you better believe I'm going to use every single one of them. We've got some rain showers down off around North Texas, Central Texas as well. That's getting going 9 a.m. tomorrow because a cold front's coming through the north. That's this right here. You can kind of see where all those lines are packed together. That's the cold air racing in from the north. Now here's the thing, as that cold air pushes down, could act as a catalyst for lift, but north of that line, that's where you'll see predominantly snow. In between there, that's when you're going to start to see the snow, the rain, the wintry mix. That's where the icy conditions really start to get possible here. So let's keep fast forwarding.
I'll let a meteorologist actually
we're going to get to about,
change.
let's see, that's going to be about 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon Friday. You're going to see predominantly rain, maybe a little bit of wintry mix and ice close to the Wichita Falls region. But then we start to fill in those gaps going into late Saturday. That right there, that's 9 p.m. going into Friday night into Saturday morning. This is 9 p.m. Friday right here. What you're seeing there, all that purple, that is sleet. All the blue, of course, is snow, maybe a little bit of freezing rain. That's where it's showing that cold front getting to. So the problem right here, of course, Amarillo is going to be kind of right here smack in the middle of the Panhandle. So as you go south, the problem is right now is while at the surface, the air is going to be cold. There's a little pocket higher up in the atmosphere where the air temporarily gets above freezing and then refreezes. So what's happening as that snow falls through the atmosphere, of course, it's frozen, it's falling down through the atmosphere. If it gets to a point to where all of a sudden it gets above 32 degrees, it's going to melt. And if it melts at any point in its trip from the air down to the surface, it's never going to become snow again. It can either hit the ground as freezing rain, plain old good old-fashioned just wet rain, or it can become sleet. It refreezes before it comes back to the ground, which all that purple, that's that sleet. So that's why you're seeing right there, of course, that forecast in the southern panhandles, 4 inches of snow and sleet out there. So as we keep fast forwarding through here, you see that snow kind of migrate off. We might actually get a little bit of a break early Saturday morning, but then you start to see more sleet, more freezing rain, a little more snow working its way into the Panhandle. This is going to be 9 a.m. Saturday morning that you're seeing right there. Still a good amount of sleet there down off towards the south. But here's the thing. You might wake up Saturday morning and see maybe a couple inches of snow on the ground. You might be thinking, what in the world? Sheldon said 5 to 8 inches. Where's it all at? I think the heaviest snow will probably be coming in late Saturday into Sunday. So this is going to be looking at about 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon. There you see widespread snow. That cold air reaches all the way down past Lubbock. Sleet down in central North Texas. You're going to see from places around Wichita Falls, the Dallas-Fort Worth area, down close to the Midland, Odessa area. You're talking about an ice storm that I do not envy the people having to deal with that. For us here in the Texas Panhandle, off in New Mexico, we're looking at 95 to 100% snow going into late Saturday into early Sunday morning. This is midnight, Saturday night into Sunday. We're still seeing probably some of the heaviest snow of the event before things start to kind of break up, maybe some light snow showers by about, you'll see 6 a.m. Sunday morning there, scattered snow showers through the mid-morning period, and then by Sunday afternoon, things are generally pretty much clearing out. So I think we're going to see some wintry mix Friday. Going into Friday night, we start to see more snow, some sleet still mixed in there, and then Saturday evening is when the really heavy stuff, I think, is going to be coming in, because that's when the bulk of that low pressure system, when it's at its strongest, is going to be advancing through the area. So that's just kind of the brief overview right there. I'm going to run through that one more time here just to kind of give you a brief overview. We're going to go a little bit quicker this time, but this is going into Friday. This is about lunchtime tomorrow, noon for your Friday. You're seeing that colder air permeate through the region. Rain to the south, snow and some wintry mix down off towards the southern ends of the Texas Panhandle. Scattered snow showers here in the Texas region. This is midnight Friday into Saturday. A lot more sleet. That's what you're seeing there with the purple. Quick little break early Saturday morning, and then mid-morning Saturday, we start to bring in more sleet, more snow, that wintry mix coming in again, and then that really heavy band of snow, that's going to be going into, let's see if we kind of do my math right here, that's going to be about 7 o'clock on Friday evening. That's when that heaviest snow comes through, and it doesn't really look to start to move out until maybe 6 to 8 o'clock Sunday morning, and there could still be a few scattered snowflakes by then. So that's a brief overview of that. But here's what I want to show you. I want to back this up a little bit here. This is showing that snow and sleet. We're going to start on Friday here. You start to see that rain, a little bit of sleet starting to come in. I'm going to hold on this frame. This right here is showing 7 o'clock for tomorrow. But what we're going to do is we're going to change our parameter. We're going to change what we're looking at. We're going to go look at temperatures in the upper levels of the atmosphere here, what we're going to be seeing with that, because what I'm seeing here is temperatures kind of right on the verge of freezing. All these blues and whites here, that's of course temperatures below freezing. Anything that falls should fall as snow and should stay as snow. It's these little pockets right here where it warms up a little bit, because I think at the surface we might actually be cooler. We're going to hold that right there where our cursor is. You see that kind of bluish green? What we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at what temperatures look like at the surface here. So right there you're seeing temperatures a little bit above freezing, but at the surface temperatures are going to be down in the 20s out there. You're going to see teens up in the northern parts of the air. We'll take a deep dive into temperatures here in just a second, but what you're seeing right there is at the surface it's freezing, but slightly higher in the atmosphere it gets above freezing, even if it's just by 1 degree. If we get from 32 to 33 degrees, the snow is going to melt. It's going to refreeze by the time it hits the ground. You're either going to see freezing rain or you're going to see sleet. That's where that icy mix starts to come in. But you'll notice, of course, if we come back to what those upper level temperatures look like, you will notice here in Amarillo, I think we're going to keep those temperatures below freezing. So there's going to be a short window kind of midday tomorrow where icing is certainly going to be a possibility. The big question mark will be, does it warm up in the higher levels of the atmosphere to become sleet? So I'm not counting out the possibility of icy conditions, but I'm not saying I'm as confident as what it's going to be down off towards the south. So now, with that being said, let's go and fast forward through snow totals here. This is what everyone wants to know, is how much snow are we going to get? And so what I'm going to do here for those of you at home watching here, I'm going to draw a box, big red box right around where Amarillo is. And that's going to let you see the number that pops up, so that way everyone can see where that's going to be. Actually, let me draw that a little bit better. It can be a little tricky at times. Maybe? Okay, third time's a charm here. Y'all watch me do this live. You get to see. They pay me to be a weatherman here at News Channel 10, not an artist. I'm just letting you know that. But I'm going to draw that big red box there. That's where the number for Amarillo snowfall totals should be popping up. We're going to fast forward through this model, but then we're going to compare it to others as well to see how it stacks up. So with that in mind, here we go. Let's start following through. Right there, you start to see 1/10 of an inch of snow could pop up as soon as 9 a.m. Friday morning. So we could start to see measurable snowfall already. It starts to pile up here. We're breaking an inch, close to 2 inches, by probably about 9 o'clock Friday night into, of course, looking through the overnight period. We're going to keep fast forwarding here. As you're getting out of bed, this is 9 a.m. Saturday morning. Only a couple inches of snow on the ground, so I'm putting this out there to show y'all. I don't want anybody thinking when you wake up Saturday morning and there's only 2 inches on the ground perhaps, I don't want anybody saying, the weatherman lied to me. Now, here's the thing, like I said, the heavier stuff is expected Saturday evening, so we're going to keep skipping through here. We're up to about 3.2 inches by about 6 o'clock or so Saturday afternoon, going into the evening period. 4.1 by about 9. You'll see going into midnight, 5.6. We're up to 6 by early Sunday morning, 6.4 by 6 a.m. Sunday, and you'll see we kind of stagnate. The number stops growing by that point. But you start to see, I mean, look at this up here in northeastern Oklahoma, 14. You're seeing right there 16.9 inches there around the Arkansas and Missouri state line. And then around the rest of our region, I mean, you're going to see down around Clovis, 5 inches. You're going to be seeing 6.4 there down off towards the south. Lubbock, maybe looking at somewhere in the ballpark of close to 7 inches as well. That's where that big, strong swath of that snow is pushing through that band. You're going to notice on either side of it, you could be missing out of the snow. But this is just one model. So what we're going to do here is we're going to back this up. We're going to show this is stopping at 6 a.m. Sunday morning. So it should be the entire snow event, should mostly be over by this point in time. Now we're going to see what other models are showing out there. We're going to flip through them one by one. For those of you keeping score at home, this is what they call the Euro model that has AI factored into it. That one has us at 4.7 inches of snow. The plain old good old-fashioned Euro model has us at 6 inches here in Amarillo. Canadian model, 3.1, but you do see it carries that snow a lot further south than a lot of the other models. You'll see right there around like the Wichita Falls area, 6 inches. The DFW area, maybe a couple of tenths of snow on the ground with 4 inches. You see over a foot further south. Now, if we keep going through the GFS, it brings everything back north a little bit, but still some heavier snow down off towards the south. What we call the Icon model, looking at about 4.1 inches. A few other models, you're seeing a 5.1. There's 9.7 on the good old-fashioned. That's the other NAM model right there. What we call the blend of models has a 7.1. A few others, 2.3, 4.1, and 8.4. So there's a few outliers out there that have us getting close to 10 inches, and I don't think that's impossible out there by any stretch of the imagination. So we're going to be looking at the possibility of several inches of snowfall. Right now, models are varying anywhere from maybe a couple of inches to about, like I said, that general forecast of about 5 to 8, maybe 5 to 10 here in the Texas Panhandle. You'll see on this particular model, this NAM model that gives us that 9.7 in Amarillo, has 8.5 down around Portales, eastern New Mexico, the Clovis area. You'll see Lubbock, maybe 4.5, but once you get south out of there, there's pretty much nothing going on. But if we switch over to a different parameter now, we're going to look at freezing rain. This is where you see that ice storm potential. This is the stuff we do not want to deal with here in the Texas Panhandle. This is the really nasty stuff where power lines start coming down, trees start breaking in half, things like that. This is the pretty nasty stuff. So you'll see these models are generally agreeing that one has us about 2/100 of ice. Of course, that can cause some slick surfaces, might cause maybe some power outages in some places, but it's not quite as concerning as you'll see right there. I mean, that's almost 1.5 inches of ice in Louisiana. You'll see right there, nearly 2 inches off in Mississippi. We don't want to be dealing with that. Other models, you'll see that one right there. I don't buy this one at all because, like we just showed earlier with those temperature profiles, I think we're going to be too cold by the time we roll through this system that I don't see us getting 1/1500 of ice. You'll see right there, close to 3/4 of an inch of ice down around Lubbock. I think this one is certainly an outlier, and you'll actually see that because most of the other models, there's a little more consistent. This, what we call the RRFS model, it has us at about maybe 1/100 of an inch, but you'll see down off maybe around Wichita Falls, 3/4 of an inch of ice. Down around Lubbock, you're looking at maybe 4/10 of ice. Now that one, I think that one's a bit of an outlier, but it's certainly more realistic than that. I don't think that ice is going to come quite that far to the north. But the thing about it is, generally the snowfall is favoring, currently, let's see if it loads up, there we go, where that northern band looks to kind of prevail right now. That's kind of what we're seeing with it, is it looks like, I would say we're realistically in the realm of that 5 to 8, 5 to 10 inches of snow. So the next logical question, dealing with snow forecasting here, is really going to be, is it going to be wet snow? Is it going to be that dry snowy
stuff? Yeah, I
dry,
definitely think that
stuff? Let's take a look right here.
I want to say 7 inches, 7 to 10 inches is going to be
spend too much time on this because
here.
you kind of get out in the weeds in it. It can get confusing very
with isolated
quickly.
totals.
But what we'll look at, we'll kind of pull a sample from a
than
couple of places here. We'll look at our first round of snow. Right, we'll stop it right there. That's going to be probably about 7 o'clock on Friday evening. You'll see possible snow here in Amarillo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the sounding here, and we'll look for deep saturation layers, things like that. So this one shows us saturated in the atmosphere. Like I said, I'm not going to get too far in the weeds on this because it's just not worth our time. And also my picture is covering this up. Let me see if I can actually give you a better look at this. Let's see here. I want to make sure and give you all the best look at this possible. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Now I'll let you look at it full screen here. This, for those of you at home who know what you're looking at, you're going to basically see what you need to see from this. I'll explain it a little bit. Basically where that green and that red line are lined up, basically right along here. I'll kind of trace it up. It kind of follows up and around that line. Up until those lines start to split apart, that shows our saturation. That's saturated up to almost 500 millibars. What you're going to notice here, though, there's a couple of things. And what I'm looking at as a forecaster is this right here. Oh, there we go. Got a couple circles on it. It's saturated up to 500 millibars. That tells me this is a very wet snow event. But right there, well, actually, let me do this one more time. I'll just bear with me. Get my picture out of the way. Right where I put that circle, that is what we call a warm nose. That is showing the temperature profile. It gets right up to the freezing line. That's 0 degrees Celsius. It gets right up to that freezing line. That's where we could change over to sleet, because if it hits that line and goes past it at all, it will melt and then quickly dips back down below freezing near the surface and turns into sleet. So that's what we're watching very closely. Oh, let's go back to pivotal weather. I lost my models there. Okay, let's bring that back up. Now I got to start over. Give me just a second. I closed out of the wrong tab.
I do the same thing all the time.
Okay, so with that, what we're seeing there is we have to look at those soundings because one, it shows us the saturation level, and two, it shows us is there a what we call a warm nose. And like I said, to save you the rigmarole of all the technical lingo there, that tells us is it going to be sleet or is it going to be snow. So we looked right there a little bit. Now let's go back to Saturday. This is going into our Friday night into Saturday, that first initial wave coming through. We're going to switch back to our NAM model so we have some consistency here. All right, so this level of snow, I'm going to pull that sounding back up. I'm going to get my face out of the way. Okay, so with this, that looks like to me that we stay either right at 0 or below it. So that leaves very good confidence that we're going to see snow be our predominant form. The saturation goes all the way up to close to 500 millibars. That shows to me a very saturated, very wet, heavy snow that I would be expecting with that. Now the sleet, I'm going to come look at this down here off towards the bottom, and I'll kind of show you what I'm seeing with it here. You'll see that that little line gets just above that 0 there. You'll see that 0, you can trace it up. It does kind of start to outline it a little bit. We'll follow that line, that 0, up through there. You'll see it intersects with it, even just a little bit. If it does so, that's where we see sleet become in the form of precipitation rather than just snow that we're seeing. Okay? We're going to fast forward a little bit more through the model run. We're going to get to that second wave. This is Saturday night into Sunday. This is going into about 8, 9 o'clock in the evening. Clear that off for you. That's still showing a pretty saturated layer. You'll see surface temperatures are down around 12 degrees. That's very cold. That warm nose stays well below freezing, so I'm pretty confident, at least here in Amarillo, that our ability to really get, of course, that sleet going, that potential is going to be a little bit stronger, probably more so on Friday than it will be on Saturday, which that's kind of what you're seeing there on the model. So I'll bring my picture back into it here. So with that in mind, heavy wet snow, but sleet will be possible at times, but the further south you go, that warm nose higher up in the atmosphere will be a little more predominant, and therefore that will open up the door for sleet, which is snow falls, melts, refreezes, then hits the ground as those little frozen ice balls. It looks kind of like hail. It's not technically the same thing. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to dive into temperatures because, like I said, this is kind of a two-pronged weather event because we're going to be seeing temperatures also dangerously cold out there. So this is looking at our temperatures here. I'm going to move our map out of the way a little bit. There we go. So that way we can see everybody. I want to include everyone on this. This is Friday morning at 7 a.m. Now, right there, it shows us getting down into the, as you see, 20s and 30s around the area. I mean, that's not really all that dramatic out there. That's not really too crazy. That's about what you'd expect. It's what we saw this morning. But here's the thing to remember, because we are seeing some schools that are doing delays. Typically, you would expect going into the afternoon, well, we're going to warm up. But watch what happens as we go into this afternoon, or Friday afternoon, rather. By 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we're down to 19 degrees outside, and that's not even factoring in the wind chills. We're going to see some east-northeasterly winds at probably a good 10 to 20 miles an hour. So with that in mind, our morning wind chills, this is Friday, 1 a.m. We'll be feeling like it's down in the 20s outside. Getting out of bed around 7 a.m. for your Friday, it's going to feel like 15, single digits. They're up in the northern parts of the region. And then by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it's going to feel like it's 6 o'clock. So when we hit those 20s early Friday morning, we will not get warmer than that throughout the rest of the forecast. We won't be back in the 20s until maybe Sunday afternoon at the earliest. We're going to be very cold through Friday, all the way through Saturday, and through most of your Sunday as well. We'll watch wind chills get down as cold as -10, -9 degrees, -13 up in Liberal. This is going into Saturday, 9 a.m. Very, very cold. Thus the extreme cold warning that we are seeing out there. So those winter weather threats, what we are seeing out there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take a different frame right here. I'm going to try and keep my face.
He muted himself.
Oh, there we go. We got my mic back. Cut out for a second. So what we're going to see with our winter weather threats here, going into the bulk of this event, we're going to see that heavy wet snowfall. That's going to cause slick surfaces out there. That's going to cause treacherous roads, surfaces drifting. here's the thing. When we drop below freezing, that snow's really not going to melt all that much, so it's going to stay frozen. That minor icing, of course, as we've well documented, that causes issues with trees, power outages, can cause damage to things. Of course, that can cause, black ice on the roadways. That can make for some very slick conditions. Wind chills down around -15. That's going to put us in territory where frostbite can set in under 30 minutes. We can't understate how dangerous that is. So your quick refresher, your winter storm overview here with this is that we're going to see some brief wintry mix of ice and snow through the afternoon for a good chunk of your Friday, especially earlier. That snow and ice potential is going to be a little bit higher. Saturday morning, it's going to be very, very cold out there. That's when we're seeing just steady snowfall through the day on Saturday, probably a couple inches already on the ground. And then you'll see going into Saturday night into early Sunday, that's probably when that heaviest bit's going to come through. That's going to be very heavy snow that's pushing through the region. And of course, that's when we'll probably see the bulk of course, what you can expect with this snowfall event. So that's really what we're watching for with that. And that's what we're going to be monitoring here at News Channel 10, our First Alert weather team.
Did he mute again? Yeah, he did.
And we are extremely excited about this as we are partnering up with Pantex. We've actually used some parts from our radar, and what we're going to be having here, I'll go ahead and click merge on this. Here we go. Look at that. We've got a fancy new tool here.
Oh,
what you're seeing there up in the top right-hand corner, or just, right here off to my side here, that is a brand new exclusive radar that we have here at News Channel 10. So it used some pieces from our radar. If you've ever been to News Channel 10, we got that big radar dome. We partnered with our friends at Pantex. They used that radar to get the radar that's up in Stinnett. Maybe you've seen that one up there. We partnered with Pantex and, of course, Borger. They got that radar dome that's up in Stinnett up and running. Now, Pantex will obviously be using it for their own stuff, but they've given us access here at News Channel 10. That is a new exclusive tool. That's an extra Doppler radar that only we have here at News Channel 10. That's going to give us a great look around the region. I got some family up in Stinnett. So if you see that radar dome up there, know it is functioning, and we're going to be using it to make our weather forecasts that much more accurate here at News Channel 10 because, well, of course, we're going to take a look here with where that radar is. Let's go, and I'm going to point out a couple things here. Okay, so down around Amarillo, that's where our main radar, see, like I said, I'm not an artist here. That's where Amarillo is. That's where our, of course, Doppler radar we use from the National Weather Service is at. So, of course, when things are happening up here in the Oklahoma Panhandle, a radar way down here can get a pretty good look at it, but think about how much better a radar up here will have a look at something up in the northern half of the Texas Panhandle. So when it comes to snow, severe weather, this is a tool that is going to allow us to really up our game and give you guys an even better look than you can get just about anywhere else of radar data in the northern half of the region. So if you're in that Borger, Dalhart, Spearman, Perryton, Guyman, Oklahoma Panhandle, this radar is going to be a fantastic tool for giving us a very accurate look as to what storms and any sort of weather that's occurring up in the northern half of the Texas Panhandle is really going to be looking like. It'll give us a closer, like I said, more precise look at those storms. So, like I said, we've got a lot of things that we're excited about here. We are in first alert mode here at News Channel 10. Of course, I just wanted to hop on here real quick, let you guys know what was happening because this is a pretty impactful event. And of course, we're going to be waiting to get more information in as we go, of course, throughout the rest of this event.
All right, guys, that was Sheldon Brashear's News Channel 10, Amarillo, Texas. So I've been throughout this live stream posting all the latest updates for Texas, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. So we're starting to really see that NWS hazard map open up. There's our current watches and warnings, guys. So we have winter storm warnings now from Texas into Illinois and all the way into parts of Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and more and more are being issued as we speak. I'm actually surprised because we're at risk of getting hit first. I am surprised that we have not had a winter storm warning yet. I know it's coming. Oh Lord, I know she coming. Oh Lord, I know she coming. Hopefully you guys are finding this information helpful. I'm trying to break down just about everything right now. It's a lot to cover. Get a majority of the United States. And yeah, it's a nutty situation. If you guys would like to help donate to the page, it helps to go provide money for storm season, for equipment, for better ways to help people during disasters. So I do have ways, if you guys would like to help contribute to the page, of either becoming a member or sending a super chat, donating on Cash App. Anything goes to helping to provide more information during these type of events. So not a requirement to be here, but tips are always appreciated. We're going on 2 hours now here. I am officially on call for work. I need to throw those away. I promise you I am not drinking at all. But, yeah. 7 people in here. 17 likes, guys. Make sure to hit that like button if you haven't already. Just trying to provide up-to-date information on this major winter storm. Get a blanket a majority of the United States. You have areas now of Texas Hill Country, which includes Austin, New Braunfels, up through, I believe that's Georgetown, all the way up into San Angelo, going up towards Abilene and Lubbock, as well as Wichita Falls, now under a winter storm warning in the state of Texas. NWS Amarillo has not issued that winter storm warning just yet, but it will be coming soon, I can imagine. And you can see just in the 2 hours we've been live, these were the first ones to start, and look how many are now just popping up. Pretty much everything is going under a winter storm warning. Surprised NWS Amarillo hasn't put one up yet. Because we're going to get a extreme cold warning as well as a winter storm warning here. Louisville, Kentucky now getting one. Wichita now getting a winter storm warnings. Tupelo now getting ice. I believe this is a ice storm warning. 1 to 3 inches of ice accumulation. Oh, total snow and sleet of 1 to 3 inches, and ice accumulations between 1/2 and 1 inch of ice. This is going to be a major problem here in Mississippi. Probably going to get some ice storm warnings down here as well. Something to definitely pay attention to. Crazy, crazy on you. So yeah, we're just patiently waiting for. If I get a call, I'm gonna have to leave, but for right now, at least things are okay, and we're just monitoring conditions and trying to make sure all my winter stuff is packed for tomorrow, because I will have to work probably a majority of the afternoon, if not into the evening, which is gonna suck because of how cold it's gonna be. Thankfully, the big time snow isn't gonna happen until Saturday, and that way I have a way to be able to track it tomorrow or on Saturday. 8 people watching, thank you guys so much. Make sure to hit that like button, it does help with the algorithm. And if you guys have a zip code you guys would like me to look at, make sure to post it in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to look at your specific areas. If not, we'll just keep on running the streams. And I wish this would full screen. Why the hell doesn't this full screen? It's kind of sad. Wish it would. About as close to full screening this as I'm gonna get. But this is out of Siloam Springs, Arkansas. Take a look at where they're having these big winter storms up here in New York, getting some snow squall warnings currently, which is pretty crazy. Heavy duty snow squalls. I think the only camera we'll have is maybe Erie Airport. Okay, yeah. Here's a look at Lake Erie right now at the International Airport, where it looks just brutally cold at the moment. Look at Green Township. Here's a Ryan Hall meter there. I think that's what, like 6 inches of snow. Closer to 8 inches of snow up there. So take a look. Which one is this? Ah, that's a pretty cam. Other than that, I don't think I have Allen Township in Pennsylvania. Here's a beautiful look at some of these rolling hills of PA. And I'll be right back, folks. Baby, crazy on you. I'm going to make us some food. Alright guys, I am back at it. What is up, what is up? Got the winter alert. PA is getting hit pretty good right now. Take a look in the southern states here with some of these cameras. Go Cave City, Arkansas. Nice sunny day, 42 degrees. Take a look at Mississippi. This is going to be right around the Delta area. Nice and flat and pretty. That camera's a little skewed. Don't think we have many of these cameras in Texas, if at all. We do have one in Tulsa. There's a live look at Tulsa. Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're getting the winter stuff ready today. Trying to make sure all my winter clothes are right by the front door, if need be. Holy hell, that's hot. Whew. Eating my chicken pot pie. Come on, chicken pot pie. That's my pot pie. Well, NWS San Antonio has not issued that threat yet. Just let me know which area you guys are in. I'll take a look at your... I mean, a good majority of the country's under a winter storm watch or warning right now. I really do hope we get an active storm track this year. Pretty exciting, folks. Okay. Okay. Right now, nothing too crazy. Been live for about 2.5 hours. Probably gonna end this stream here, guys, and I'll be back tomorrow with another update, better numbers, more concrete of what's actually gonna happen.